And once that cycle is complete, they'll pop back up. They'll become famous again. Because what's easier, training someone new on how the system works, or just recycling the same people who've already accepted it over and over and over? So V, entertaining this because V of drunk people, asks, okay, so what are they then? Mike looks at V and just says, old. He says you could have heard a pin drop in that car. Nobody's making a noise. They're all looking at Mike. They're waiting for what's about to come next. Mike goes on to tell them they've always been here. They haven't always been the same thing. It's not the fame that they want. It's the worshiping. It's that energy, because you want to love them. You admire them. And then they feed off of that. They've been called different things. Celebrities, kings, queens, prophets, whatever, throughout history. But they're the same thing. When enough time has gone on that people are going to notice that they're not aging naturally or not aging the way that they should, they'll hire these people to come be stand-ins. They'll have their faces completely botched with this work because people really believe that these celebrities who have millions and billions of dollars cannot afford a good plastic surgeon, and they'll step in and they'll go into hiding until the system is ready to recycle them. He said that nobody in the car makes a noise. Nobody's saying anything. Everybody's freaked out, wondering what the heck is going on. Mike keeps going and he tells them, I wasn't easy to control. So even though, yeah, I could have stayed, I could have become famous, I could have gotten in with this, I didn't, because I'm free and they're never going to be free. So I won. V says her friend, who is just as drunk as Mike from the back seat, just chimes in and is like, so they just like go from one body to another, just like souls, their soul just switches bodies. And Mike says, what soul? They don't have that anymore, because you can live forever, but you're gonna have to make a bad deal. And Mike said, I was not making that deal. So even though they have the fame, they have the money, they have the record deals, they have all of it, they have people who love them, they're not free. They will never be free, because everything has a price. At this point, they're getting close to Mike's house, so it's completely silent until they pull up. Mike opens the door, he gets out, he leans back, he looks in at everybody in the car, and he says, the one thing that I will tell you is if you're ever around them, do not let them know how much you admire them, especially if they look hungry. That's bad. Okay? So Mike gets out, goes inside his house, and he's gone. V's friend from the back seat gets in the front seat, kind of like puts their hand on top of V's hand and is like, I think that guy's done a lot of drugs. V says that they're like, I think so. They said this was one of the weirdest conversations they have ever had with someone, and they just wanted to share. It could very well be the ramblings of a melted brain and somebody who has done a lot of extracurricular activities.
Faces of the Kennedy Center board from meeting. Notice anything? Then look at the comments. I had to go look at the comments. I'm sorry, y'all, when I seen this. Remember that episode? Lizards.
All the chaos. Stick. And so I'll set you up.
Mar-a-Lago face. All plastic, no soul.
BY is real. This is probably one of the most shocking videos that I've ever had to do. Alfredo Darrington Bowman, aka Dr. Sebi, was a psychological operation, which means who they say he was is not the case. What they said happened to him is not the case, and that also means that his name is numerically generated, made up to match psychological operation. For all of the people that are about to say, let that man rest, put sheep emojis underneath their comment. For all the people that are about to say he's 82 years old, put sheep emojis underneath their comment. They are not ready to witness what's really going on in this world of Hollywood. And then we have Grandmaster Raw Food Chef Dr. Iris Latham, who started to gain his fame shortly after the passing of Dr. Sebi. But his name just so happens to match the same people that run this matrix, the same people that have been oppressing you all these years. You see, the people that have already commented, they don't even look alike. He was 82 years old. He was an old man. They're emotional. They're afraid to find out what I'm about to expose because they'd rather live in that fantasy that this man isn't who I said he is. So if you're ready to learn what really happened, we can keep going forward. All the sheep stay right here. We'll be back. Show you how I do this shit. To be living in this matrix and not understanding their playbook is handicapping you. Both generated names equals 69 in the same exact cipher. They are telling you this is the same person. Oh, and speaking of 69, Dr. Latham was the age of 69 when Dr. Sebi passed. Shout out to the idiots in the comments. They don't look alike. I know, dumbass. Silicone mask, silicone bodysuits. I prove this day in and day out. This is why I'm able to tell y'all soul transferring ain't real, because nobody has been able to prove it yet. This is why I'm able to tell y'all cloning ain't real, because nobody's been able to prove it yet. I can prove this though.
That's not true. Cloning is very real and it's already been proven.
Same dislocated pinky finger. All old people get that. All old people, shut the fuck up. And just shut the fuck up. You're not even gonna try to play with me like that, or anybody watching this video. If I'm lying about what I'm saying, why does it keep numerically lining up? Dr. Latham's birthday is a day that leaves 160 days left in the year. Dr. Sebi, spell the whole name out. It equals 160. And from the death date of Dr. Sebi to what would have been his upcoming birthday, that is a total of 16 weeks, 0 days. Can't make this shit up. Dr. Sebi is from Honduras. They say Dr. R.S. Latham is from Panama. They both equal 116 in the same exact cipher. They're still telling you. The name Dr. Sebi equals 42. And in the same calendar year, from R.S. Latham's birthday to Dr. Sebi's birthday is a total of 4 months and 2 days. It's not hard to see who he is working for, and he is telling you with his hands. How is this man able to have 1 million followers as a holistic chef? Hell, I mean, how does Yaki Awaken have over 1 million followers as a holistic healer? Because real holistic people and real holistic pages don't make it to 1 mil. They may get 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. It will never be 1 mil. If you make it to 1 million followers on IG or TikTok, whatever the case is, you are working for them. Case closed. So many people always get mad at me because they say I'm always attacking our community. And I say to that, who said that these people are on your side? What y'all want me to do? Make videos about Donald Trump, Charlie Kirk, JD Vance? For what? Those are the devils you know. I'm trying to show you the devils that you don't know. Dr. Sebi's family is on The Breakfast Club. Like, that's not a agent radio station podcast. Like, come on now. Let's be for real. The people that they put on TV for you to love and enjoy, it was all scripted from the get-go. If it was organic, these people would not be in the spotlight. That is an agent. That is a celebrity. Trying to get you to wake the fuck up. You don't need nobody to guide you. Guide yourself. From within. There's more coming. My name is B.Y. Israel. I don't do conspiracies. I do real ass information. And as always,
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
I mean, look, I get it. How y'all feel about that clip right there? A lot of people be getting their feelings about that, especially when you compare them to somebody that you cherish or you love or something like that. It's hard for people to digest that, and especially the way the tone of people's voices, how they speak on certain topics. It just trigger you, turn you off from the information. But one thing I did get from it is I do understand the numerology, and I understand where they're coming from with that. Like, regardless of how you feel, I mean, I get it. But let me know in the comments down below if you think that that's a good representation of what they're doing. I do have to say that cloning is very real. Like, come on, how many of us don't know that? You know, not all of us know every little bit in piece, and include myself, but I do know that cloning is real. And they can do surgeries to make people look like you. They've paid people to step in for doubles, and it is what it is. I don't want to get too deep into that, but y'all get what I'm saying, man. So the possibilities are endless. Like, let me know in the comments down below which way you're leaning on that.
All right, man, it could be the shrooms again, but listen, I'm upstairs listening to one of my favorite songs. I'm listening to that Goo Goo Dolls, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? That, I just don't want the world to see me, cause I don't think that they'd understand. Sitting here thinking about it, I never really paid attention to the lyrics of that song, man. But now that I think about it, that song demonic. That's a fallen angel song. That song is about fallen angel love. Listen to the words of this shit, man. Man just said, and I give up forever to touch you, cause I know that you feel me somehow. Listen to that, man. That man just said he'll give up eternity. That's fallen angel, baby. That's Genesis 6. I swear to God, that motherfucker, when the sons of God saw and knew the daughters of man that they were fair and took it to them wives, bitch. Pay attention, man. I know you heard that. My man said, you're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't want to go home right now. Listen to me. You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be. That means he can never go to heaven. He know he can't go to heaven. He can, and he called it home. That's what I'm saying. He know his home, but he can't go back. Sound like a fallen angel to me. You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't want to go home right now. He called it home, nigga. All I could taste is this moment, and all I could breathe is your life. Nigga, that sound like when they was eating us, baby. They was eating us. They still is. I'm just saying. Hypothetically, TikTok this for entertainment purposes. But listen up. See, and they know their time coming to an end. My man said sooner or later it's over, and I just don't want to miss you tonight. He know what it is. He know what it is. Their time has come to an end, bitch. And then what he say? Listen up. He say, I just don't want the world to see me, because I don't think they'd understand. You see why everything's made to be broken? I just want you to know who I am. Listen to me. Y'all just some vessels, baby. Yeah, you ain't even yet. Your vessel crashes, it dies, and you reborn again, right? Check this out. Check this out. You just a vessel. I'm gonna be here all the time, baby. I just need you to know who I am.
Just as expected.
Think I'm tripping? Let me know in the comments, man. I'm telling you, it could be the shrooms. But then again, I could be on to something, nigga. Follow me for more.
Damn, that was a good rendition of like what it would be like a fallen angel. You love but you hate it. Like it sounded like that song right there was like on the verge of like I love this so much, but that I can't love you enough. But I'm here for you. I just want you to feel me. But I still want to eat your ass too at the same time. That's what I got from them. Is that what they doing? Let me know in the comments down below. Bro. But is that a low vibration that's still trying to connect with you and we have to move on? Let me know in the comments down below.
Question is, why would the mother of billionaires, why would Beyonce's mother be down at the Houston rodeo selling gumbo to the great unwashed. But with the guy standing there recording on his phone and Mama Knowles making it a point to say something to him about recording, what was that about? What was that about? I want you guys to let me know why you think. Let me know in the comment section. Why do you think she was selling gumbo? Number one. And number two, why does she have a problem with the brother recording them selling the gumbo? That's my question.
Y'all greedy asses see what's going on with Mama Knowles and that damn gumbo, right? You see, the problem is y'all trust people too much. Soon as shit start trending, y'all do what the trend say. You had numerous people go and get that gumbo and said that gumbo was nasty. You had numerous people go and get that gumbo and say Mama Knowles had an attitude. And then you had another woman say that she wasn't about to give her money to a lugao. And I don't think you know what that is. But you see, the quickest way for somebody to do something to you is through your stomach. Now all of a sudden, Houston Health Department is shutting her down. They're investigating her gumbo stand. You got people saying they got sick after they ate this gumbo. Now let me ask you this. What y'all think she put in this gumbo? I heard a girl say gumbo ain't supposed to be that dark. Now me, I ain't a gumbo specialist. I ain't never had gumbo before. But tell me what you think she put in this gumbo. Matter of fact, look at what this lady said about Mama Knowles. Listen to this.
Awful experience. It was terrible. I haven't even tasted the gumbo yet, but my feelings are so hurt. Miss Tina did me.
Wow. Somebody said they overcharging for the gumbo too. Saying they charging $25 for a little cup of gumbo. And people saying that you can get a big thing of gumbo for $13. Come on now. Cause you a celebrity? Mama Knowles. People love you cause you Beyonce Mama Knowles.
Oh my God. This tastes like water. That they added some. You know the seasoning for noodles? That's what it tastes like, the noodle juice. It is bad. Oh Lord, please, I can't. All right, I gotta go.
It stinks. It smells like burnt fish stuff. Like burnt fish stuff with gravy.
I like to, but the smell is
I can't even go through with taking a real taste. I'm gonna pass and I'm gonna leave that shit for the dogs. I'm gonna set it over there where she can have her shit back.
I just ate some of Mama Tina gumbo at the rodeo. And look, oh sorry. I'm sorry, Mama Tina. It's a spoiled, but it feels horrible. Y'all see I'm sweating. I just
That girl says she is not finna give her money to a lugao. And I believe her because she got an accent. So I know she know what she talking about. Everybody who ate Tina Knowles gumbo, this gumbo, the reason why y'all sick is because y'all don't know what the fuck she put in that damn gumbo. And see, if you know anything about lugao, you know that they last for 101 days. The curse lasts for at least 101 days. That means whatever the fuck going on with y'all stomach right now, you finna feel that shit for the next 2, 3, 4 months. And what's crazy is that y'all ran out there to buy this gumbo just because Tina Knowles' name is behind it. Talking about, oh, we might be eating human remains, but 16 to 18 hours to make gumbo. And yes, you do not eat gumbo. You don't cook gumbo in the heat. You just don't do that. Anybody who's cooked gumbo should know that. And why would a woman that's otherwise wealthy be out here selling $25 cups of gumbo? Do y'all even use y'all brain sometimes before y'all just run out here and try to, because y'all want to be a part of something?
And that's the thing that get me too. Like, and then on top of that, like they said she had an attitude. I don't eat from nobody. If I feel like you got an attitude, I'm not eating from there at all. Like, fuck up the vibe, you fuck up the food, right? But I mean, I think like that. I think critically about stuff like that. Like, I don't trust anybody. Especially you're a billionaire, and then all of a sudden, like, you open up a stand selling food. It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Health department shuts her down.
I went to the doctor today. Went to the doctor today. They gave me this. I have to poop in here. Then I have to use this scooper that's inside of that one, scoop it in there. I have to put this in the freezer. Then I have to put the poop, well, the diarrhea in these tubes as well. This is 8 different tubes that I have to fill up with shit. They also drew my blood. Okay. They drew
These people are test subjects for a new experiment.
Drew my blood to make sure. They basically testing me for everything. So whatever it is that made me sick, we're gonna find it out ASAP. They told me it could take a week for the labs to come back. I've already put in the request for the official report, the official inspector report from the health department. Since people are saying, oh, that's not the health department that texts me, it is. Why would I get on the internet to just lie about some shit? If it was just nasty, I would have said that. And then people talking about, oh, you don't like Beyonce. It has nothing to do with liking Beyonce. I love Beyonce. In fact, we're related on my dad's mother's side. Like, literally, it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with that. I became violently ill after eating the gumbo. It has everything to do with the fact that the health department shut the stand down because the food was handled improperly. When I spoke to the health department, the man, his name is Justin, he's the inspector. And I told him what went on with me. He went out there the exact same day. The exact same day, they went out there. Immediately, they saw things that were wrong. They were supposed to be preparing the gumbo at a nearby restaurant that was approved, licensed on the permit. They were not cooking the fucking gumbo at the licensed place. They were cooking it at an unlicensed place, moving it to another unlicensed place. Go sit down, Snoopy. Then moving it to the rodeo. Get on the couch and sit down. Then moving it to the rodeo. They found foods that were supposed to be frozen that were not frozen. Meaning, if something is supposed to be frozen and it's not frozen, food poisoning. Food poisoning. They didn't test the gumbo. They didn't do any of that. They shut it down. They made them throw all of the gumbo away and they made them stop serving. Okay? If the health department shuts you down, that means that you were not on the up and up. You were not doing the proper things. There's no way, if you're doing the correct things as you stated in your permit, that the health department can come in and shut you down. Okay? I have no reason to lie. I told y'all the complaint.
But yeah, man, just let me know how y'all feel about this video. We touched on a few different topics leading into a big event. Are they trying to blue beam us? Are they trying to poison us? They're trying to give us illusions so these frequencies could make us believe that certain things are coming back to save us when we need to really be saving ourselves. We save ourselves first, y'all. Before anybody comes to save us, we save ourselves. If you're a part of the Most High, God, whatever you want to call it, if you were created from source, then we have everything that we need here together. We fight back before anybody comes to save us. Not to say that we're not going to receive help at some point, but we save ourselves first. And if like we think for our children, like, I'd rather have a son that fights back and goes down in a blaze of glory, say a fist fight or something, and you do what you got to do to protect yourself, versus you crumbling it up into a ball and letting somebody beat on you over and over and over again. I have a proud moment. So we got to think about our creator, source, whatever you want to call it, in that type of light. He's going to love you regardless. But we were already, I would be, if me as a father, I would be more proud of my children that they protected themselves and they fought for themselves before I even had to step in. That's a fun, if you think logically and fundamentally about this world that we live in, y'all, most of y'all will agree. You'll be proud of your children for taking those strides in their life and becoming better, because you've already prepared them. You've already set the tone for the life that they need to be living and how they need to live it. And when they start living in their truth and stepping for themselves, you're proud. Those are proud moments that we speak of. But if you're sitting around and you're being bullied and picked on and everything and you can't fend for yourself, that's a little frustrating. Can we agree? I'll be a little bit, I'm not saying I'll be disappointed, but I would definitely feel some type of way. I don't know how to describe it right now. I would feel some type of way because I've showed you better. It's in our DNA. It's in our blood. We in this shit together, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let me know how y'all feel about this video. Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see y'all in the next video. I'm not trying to make y'all believe anything. We think for ourselves here, and I do appreciate y'all for being on this journey with me. Every last one of y'all. But like I always say, spread love, because there's too much hate in this world. Love you guys. See y'all in the next video. And I'm out, though. Blah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon Show. When I die, please make AI videos of me saying crazy shit and causing havoc. Now, I don't think BB's dead, mind you, but what a great story if he were dead and he was like still causing international incidents while dead. He's not dead. From the people I've spoken to, he's not dead, but it's a nice idea that whenever a leader were to die now, we just have to sift through things that they put out and wonder, is this real? Is this not? This guy saying Genghis Khan is going to beat Jesus. That would be so much more funny if he were dead. If he were dead and then they were sitting there and they go, BB's got a list of things he wants us to use AI to make him say. And then one of them is Genghis Khan has the advantage over Jesus because evil wins, according to Benjamin Netanyahu. And a lot of people are thinking the guy's dead. I don't think he's dead, but this is like big speculation. I've even texted people. I've said, hey, is this guy dead? And then people were like, well, we don't think so, but we don't really know. And then people are sending you videos back and forth of him like, yeah, here he is. This is BB. Netanyahu still alive, perhaps.
Also wrote The Lessons of History. Very brief, 100-page book, in which he said, well, history proves that, unfortunately and unhappily, Jesus Christ has no advantage over Genghis Khan. Because if you are strong enough, ruthless enough, powerful enough, evil will overcome good.
Which side are we, BB? Stop that for a minute. Hold on. Who are we? Now that we've united with you, who are we here? Are we Genghis Khan? What are we? We're not the Jesus side, right? Tell me exactly who are we in this allegory? What exactly is this? Continue.
So you have no choice.
But to kill them
all. If you
all.
look at the world as it is today, you have to be blind not to see.
Right.
That the democracies led by the United States have to reassert their will to defend themselves
against people who aren't
to oppose
threatened.
their enemies in time while there's still time, before the jarring gong of danger.
Did you just say the jarring gong of danger? Roll that back.
Before the jarring gong of danger wakes them up and wakes them up too late. This is where we are now. The fact that people don't see that, the fact that a lot of the news media are harking
this
on
guy, hold on. This is the drug addict in the house who's got all the family in the living room going, everybody accuses me of everything. Nobody trusts me. Every time money is missing, you ask me about it. My boyfriend was in this house for 5 minutes, and yet you think me and him took your money. This is insane. I'm going to move out, and I'm going to move out because I have been attacked. the relentless attacks from the people in this house, all the while she's got your money in the pocket. Like this, I have never seen a more violent person talk more about the need for peace. It's the craziest. I've never in my life seen gaslighting like this. This is the most violent person I've ever seen. This guy cannot get out of a war. They're in wars you don't even know they're in. Ground troops in Lebanon. He's got guys talking shit to Turkey already. This guy's so off the chain. And yet he's talking about peace and Jesus and Genghis Khan. And even if you have, righteousness with you, that's not enough. You gotta confront all the enemies. And all the enemies are anyone he thinks is an enemy or who could become an enemy. It's the gaslighting of the century. It is the drug addict in your house. Every household has a drug addict who gets on a soapbox and starts saying, I cannot believe I am being accused again of stealing money from my older sister. I don't have to take this just because I've been to rehab 5 times and you found the money in my room and I don't know who put it there, but it was to frame me. I will not participate in this. I've never seen a person, because the thing about Bibi Netanyahu is he's kind of soft-spoken. He's not, I'm not going to say he's unsuspecting because he's certainly not. He's been around a bit. But I mean, this guy, he cannot, there's nothing that will be enough for him. And the people that really support this, the people that are like, well, it is in America's interest to be in an unwinnable war with Iran and have the Straits of Hormuz closed and have oil go up and have, potential repercussions financially and to lose all their relationships with the Gulf states and have the Gulf pull money out of projects in Silicon Valley and Wall Street and Hollywood and all these different places and have our economy go belly up and have a draft and then a nuclear war. It is in America's interest. And if you suggest otherwise, you're an anti-Semite and a pig. It's everything I just listed is happening. It's not like a thing that might happen. It's literally happening. We're not in. Get Pete Hegseth up. This guy, he's coming out every few days and going, "We're winning this war," and there's no evidence of that. Every few days, Pete Hegseth comes out and says something more ludicrous about what we're going to do to the Iranians. He's like, we're gonna skin them. And you're like, well, we're not doing anything, actually. He said something that was, he's like, we're sharing the ocean with the Iranians. We're giving them the floor tonight. Tonight, they're getting the floor of the ocean. It's like, this guy doesn't talk like a Secretary of Defense. I'm sorry, Secretary of War, which I don't know how good he is at. And yeah, I mean, the whole thing is an embarrassment. And the reason that America is not just going to walk away from this is because, it would really show the world that the American empire is in a stage of terminal decline and our dollar would probably be in trouble. Here's Pete Hegseth saying we hold the cards, which, by the way, that means like nukes. What are the cards? Pete Hegseth, everyone, friend of the show.
Why are we helping Israel prosecute this war if they're going to pursue their own objectives?
We hold the cards. Yeah. We have objectives.
Good.
Those objectives are clear.
That's right. What are they? Stop that. What, by the way, what the fuck are they? The objectives are clear. The only time they went near an objective was when they said Iran can't have a nuke, and everyone was like, whatever, okay. Do they have a nuke? Are they close to a nuke? Because this guy Bibi has been saying they've had a nuke for 30 years. Well, they're enriching uranium. Okay. Didn't we bomb their nuclear enrichment sites at Fordo and other places? We bombed them. Well, yeah, but it didn't do enough. Oh, so what's the goal here? Regime change? Right, so troops on the ground. No. Right, so regime change. How would that happen? Well, it'd be a popular uprising. The people of the country? Yeah. Which people? The people that don't like the regime. Yeah, are they hardliners? Are they more progressive? They'll figure it out. So the people are going to overthrow the Revolutionary Guard that we can't get rid of. Something like that. Oh, okay, let's watch the rest of Pete here. Maybe I'm wrong. Pete Hegseth.
And the truth speaks for itself. I mean, President Trump was very clear about that. Iran has weaponized energy for decades. Israel clearly sent a warning, and POTUS has made it clear, very clear. Iran knows when you hit Karg Island and you hit military capabilities on Karg Island, which is the only thing we hit, we can hold anything at issue, anything. The United States military controls the fate of that country. Iran has the ability to make the right choices. It should not, going forward, target Arab allies, Arab countries, trying to create pain, the pain that they created themselves. Thank you all very much.
What?
Thank you for your time.
I mean, this guy, they should not try to create pain, the pain that they created themselves. We attacked their country. We killed the leader of their country. Like during Ramadan. Whatever you feel about the dude, I don't want to live in fucking Iran. But this idea that this is like a moral imperative that we need to be out there helping the Iranians set up a new government whilst a lot of Americans get killed. It's a little ridiculous. Pretty stupid. Maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. Passengers trapped in Waymo after a homeless man threatens to kill them for giving money to a robot. This is an interesting story. It's a human interest story. I think we're going to see more stories like this that are actually, I think, kind of life-affirming and encouraging here, just to take a break from international news. So now here is people sheltering for their life in a Waymo.
Why are you in the trunk? That's why, man. I'm trying to figure this out. Like, I'm over here. Yeah, won't let me out. Why are you in it? Huh?
New at 11 tonight, scary moments in this driverless rideshare. This Waymo stop is raising a lot of questions tonight. How did a stranger end up in the trunk? A woman says she ordered the driverless taxi for her daughter on Monday in MacArthur Park, and when it arrived, they noticed the man inside the trunk. Apparently, he'd entered the car after a previous driver left the trunk open at a drop-off. The video has since gone viral. We did reach out to Waymo for a statement. The company says they are committed to keeping their riders safe, adding, quote, "This experience was unacceptable, and we're actively implementing changes to address this."
Give them $5 off. Give them $5 off and tell them to fuck off. Listen. Homeless people, there's a natural symbiosis, and I've seen it, between homeless people and robots. Homeless people and robots are going to really they're going to start building bonds because they're out late at night. It's true. If you walk down a street, a lot of times you'll just see homeless people, Waymos, and the food delivery robots. And they've created a community of their own. It's a community of their own. You're in your bed with your head tucked on your pillow, wondering how you can, buy a cabin somewhere. But homeless people are out there on the front lines with the robots. The Waymos, the food delivery bots. The homeless people are negotiating this new reality more than anyone else. So you can't separate them. Think of why this is kind of brilliant. The homeless have been discarded by society. But everyone soon will be discarded by society. So the homeless people know this, and they see the robots as kind of a justification of their life and their choices. Not to blame homeless people for it, but the homeless people get very excited with these robots. Sometimes they fight with them. Sometimes they'll jump on top of them. Sometimes they're just really high and they're just kind of staring at each other. But homeless people are saying, it wasn't just us. Soon they're going to get rid of everybody. And there's something probably oddly fulfilling if you're a homeless person in that, and freeing. There's something freeing if you're a homeless person. Go, well, I'm not going to get a job because everyone on the street's a robot. That's really what you have. So you have a lot of homeless people that are tragically addicted to drugs, befriending, and sometimes it's adversarial, but creating and living in communities with robots in a way that a lot of regular people are not.
Niggas trying to buy the game through Bitcoin.
You know, so this is really what's happening. In January, Doug Fulop was riding home from a night out in San Francisco when a man crossed the street in front of his car, doubled back, and began screaming at him. The man punched the car's windows and tried lifting up the vehicle. He then yelled that he wanted to kill Mr. Fulop and the other two passengers for giving money to a robot. A taxi driver would have simply driven away, but Mr. Fulop's vehicle had no driver. It was a Waymo. We felt helpless, said Mr. Fulop, 37, who works in the tech industry. Since autonomous cars started roaming San Francisco streets almost 4 years ago, they have elicited an array of reactions from humans. Angry protests. They've created an unexpected hazard for passengers of self-driving cars all around the city. So there's going to be homeless people that celebrate these things, and there will be homeless vigilantes. There will be homeless vigilantes, and they are the best of us. If you're homeless and still care about the society enough to fight back, to fight a Waymo, you know, things like that. You know, I don't condone it. I'm certainly not suggesting it. But it takes character to be as such a, you can't get more marginalized than being homeless. I know it's hard to be a queer, you know, actor at the Oscars or whatever. I know it's hard. But imagine being homeless. That's like gotta be like kind of worse. Now, if that person can muster up enough rage to say we have to fight these machines, but I don't know how it's going to go. It's hard to know because the homeless are the first line of defense. They are. When the robot, and I don't like any of this, but when the robot police come out, they're going to get good on the homeless. It's not something I like saying, and the homeless know that. When the robot police start patrolling the streets, when Peter Thiel's accountability bots are unleashed into the downtown streets, they are going to be training on homeless people. And there will be a room, and there will be a closed-circuit TV at Palantir or some such company, and they will all be watching a robot downtown, and that robot will be fighting 20 or 30 homeless people. And some nights the homeless will win. Some nights the homeless will win, and it'll go on YouTube, and we'll watch it. And we'll say the homeless downed an accountability bot. They downed one of the bots in downtown LA. 35 homeless people attacked it. In a coordinated way. Homeless people are just going to start attacking these things in a coordinated way. They are our first line of defense. They are the Minutemen. It's just what's going to happen. This is where society is going very quickly. It's going to AI-driven security apparatus. One of the reasons that horrible attack on the girls' school in Iran happened was because we're using AI to pick targets. So AI is already a major player in this war that's not going so hot. And it's going to, all this stuff that gets debuted in like a foreign war zone is going to hit the American streets. It's going to hit the American streets. And who's going to fight? You? I think not. The homeless, the unhoused. And there'll be thousands more of them at that point. But that's what's going to happen. These are going to be the initial clashes. What are we talking about here? We're talking about stuff that you can't not talk about, and that's the Aura Frame. It's a digital picture frame. It's #1. It was rated #1 by Wirecutter. You can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com. Everybody wants memories. Memories. Turn your face to the moonlight. And then what it is a picture frame where it's all the... It was nasty to her. Gift box. Did you know that? To take us out. He's not going to like my present.
It was sound for you.
What's your present? It's the Aura. It's the digital Aura frame.
Just whispers.
It's got a lot of pictures of Pop on there. Remember when he came home in that Mexican hat?
Distant cracks and thunder.
He was a violent pedophile cannibal, John. They call them pedivores. He would eat the children. That's AURAFrames.com. Promo code TIM. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions. Participate. It's neurogum.com. Who cares? The cockpit door's locked. Who gives a shit? A couple of people might fucking have a bomb. You want to wait in line, or do you want a chlorine bomb to go off an hour outside of Orlando? It doesn't matter. Just get on the plane. Just get on the plane. Security lines snake out of more terminals as TSA goes unpaid. Well, this is the government shutdown thing. Stop traveling. I don't know what to tell you people. Find a place you like and stay there for a minute. This is not exactly the time to be gallivanting all over the world. Are you going to be an American tourist right now? You psychopath? We're destabilizing the globe. What kind of psychopath are you going to be right now? You're going to go to Italy and tell them why they're fucked because we're attacking Iran? And we've driven the price of oil up and everything's gone insane? Have the decency to not inflict yourself on the rest of the world at this point. Do you think anyone wants you? Does anyone want the American tourist right now telling people how it is? Oh, it's the ugly American here who's blowing up the world with Israel, everyone's other favorite country. Oh, good, it's America and Israel, everyone's favorites. Everyone's favorites. Tell them where the best cheese shop is. It's America and Israel. You know, us in Israel right now are like just two junky meth heads the town has had enough of. The town has had enough of this behavior. I mean, us in Israel, nobody is excited right now to hear anything about the United States or Israel. No one in this world wants to hear about that. Sorry, nobody wants to hear about that right now. So instead of getting on a plane to Scotland so you can go tell everyone that you're from America and how important it is that the Ayatollah had to get whacked during Ramadan and that they should look out for more refugees and more terrorist attacks in their countries. That's coming soon. Just tell them, during our destabilizing of the world, we've all decided we want to travel. We've all decided we want to travel after lighting the fuse that might lead to World War III. We've decided we always wanted to see Edinburgh. We wanted to have high tea at the castle after we've lit the fuse that might start World War III. Have the decency to stay in your home, for Christ, please. No one wants to see your fucking face. Or mine. No one wants to see us right now. The fuck you gonna go to Spain and drink wine in the park and be like, well, Israel has the right to defend itself? No one wants this shit from you. A bunch of fat American fucking psychopaths invading your country to tell you about that Israel needs to attack 19 other countries? You guys should really help us with this Strait of Hormuz. They're going to start kidnapping Americans in these countries and killing them publicly, and they won't be wrong. They're going to start kidnapping Americans out of their hotels and throwing them in the middle of the street and lighting them on fire. We're literally destabilizing the world, okay? We're destabilizing the planet Earth, like in a major way. And Americans' main concern right now is how they can get their fat ass on a cruise to one of the other countries who were also fucking in the process of this, by the way.
Told you someone was prying the door.
So the thing about Americans, we'll never not travel. We don't care. We'll nuke Iran. We'll start a nuclear exchange, and then we'll get on a flight to Paris. We don't care. We will straight up bring the world to nuclear Armageddon, and then we will go and take a tour of a winemaking, a vineyard in Italy. We don't care. Can you imagine being the American abroad right now? Like, I have a friend who just booked a solo trip to Europe, and he's young and attractive, and it's like, whatever. And he doesn't look American. Big help. Can you imagine being the American right now, like on vacation? Hey, do you have any ketchup? Do you have any ketchup? We just bombed Lebanon. We're going to bomb everyone. Maybe even you. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants this stuff. Nobody wants it. And yes, anti-Semitism is bad. We know this, but we cannot call every criticism of this war anti-Semitic. We can't call every criticism of Israel's influence on our politics anti-Semitism. This is silly. The people that are trying to make this case that this is like a necessary war, they're really having a hard time of it. They're really having a tough time. When you listen to them, they're like, well, the thing is about like Iran is that, you know, they've always been an antagonist, and they've always been trying to kill Americans, and they say death to America. They say really bad things, and so I think it's important that we confront them. They fund proxy armies, and there's not one actual actionable, like, if we didn't do this, we'd be fucked. So this is an interesting story. This is about Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go players unknowingly trained a 30 billion image AI map, which is now powering Coco food delivery robots. Now, I love the food delivery robots. I don't love Coco as much. I love the other kind with the googly eyes. Coco's fine. Coco has eyes, too. I just think the design sucks. Now, I used to remember people were playing Pokemon Go in New York City, and I would like watch them play Pokemon Go, and they'd be like, these would be grown adults, and they'd be running around like the C train in New York, and I'd go, hey guys, what are you doing? And they'd be like, there's one over there. And I was like, what? And they explained to me that they were chasing these imaginary Pokemon all over New York City, and this was, you know, at the height of my mother's schizophrenia, and I just thought it was interesting, you know, what the breaking point is in anyone's mind. But this was a game where people were just trying to collect all different Pokemon. However, the company Niantic says that photos and scans collected through Pokemon Go and its augmented reality apps have produced a massive data set of more than 30 billion real-world images. Well, yeah. The company is now using that data to power visual navigation for delivery robots, letting them identify exact locations on city streets without relying on GPS. I mean, so these are any new game that comes out, what Pokemon Go did Israel have before the Gaza genocide, by the way? You know they had one. Every new game will end in some AI mapping and some type of attack grid. This new augmented reality game has led to a new targeting system. I mean, that's what it's going to be. You're going to participate in a relatively harmless, silly game from a company that you've never heard of or know very little about. And then you will have unwittingly mapped out an area for drone strikes where people can be killed. What's going to happen? That's how they're going to do it. There's little fun games, little quick games, little silly games. And then you're going to go, well, that's funny. I've now participated in some type of infrared targeting map, so we know what installations need to go. So that's what's going to happen. You know, I mean, it's just something that you're just going to have to weigh it. You're going to have to weigh it. Maybe the game's fun. And you have to weigh it. You go, I wonder what this is being used for, actually. You'll be playing it with a bunch of people, you know? You'll be playing some augmented reality Harry Potter game, and you're going to go, interesting, I wonder what this is really for. And it's all facial recognition and geolocating and everything. What are you going to do? You can't avoid it. This is a lot of what we're seeing with this stuff right now. This is coming on very strong. And I wanted to talk about this because it is coming on very strong. There is a inevitability to this. And I think a lot of people, there's an unspoken anxiety in the air. And that anxiety, I think, is directly related to the fact that we're being ushered into this new world without much of an understanding of its costs or its benefits. And it's completely and utterly inevitable. We don't really have any say in what happens next. And there's an anxiety to that. It's one of the reasons you are more anxious on a plane than in a car. In a car, statistically, you're much more likely to die. But in a plane, you have no control over what happens. So you're sitting there, and there's turbulence, and there's a storm, and there's a rough landing, and you're trusting two people you've never seen, never heard of, and of course the equipment and the machine. And I think there's an anxiety in our culture right now where people go, we don't have a say. We don't exactly get a vote on what happens next, how quickly these jobs are eliminated, what the privacy rights embedded into these systems are, how much of our social life is going to be orchestrated by these, how much of our financial life will be dependent on this, how much of our security is going to be dependent on all this stuff. And it doesn't help that whenever any of the people that run these companies come out, they're talking about Satan or they're being accused of killing someone who worked for them. No one feels great about this. No, there's no Where's like the AI Dave Thomas? Remember Dave Thomas? He had a daughter and he fed her burgers, and they had a thing called Wendy's. And people trusted him. Dave Thomas, a chubby guy, and he'd say, Wendy likes her bacon or whatever. I don't remember what it was, but the point is this. You trusted Dave Thomas. Where the fuck is Dave Thomas? Sam Altman's not doing it. Peter Thiel's not doing it. Where is AI's Dave Thomas, an old folksy guy that goes, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're geomapping a map that's going to be used to help people. Isn't that good?
Hey.
Don't you want the robots to see where they're going so they can bring you the medicine? You go, oh, interesting. They're going to be bringing us medicine? And among other things?
When the elevator stops, exit with
That's
your
what AI
hands
needs
raised.
desperately. It
Do not
needs
let you in until you show your
desperately
face.
some type of spokesperson that everyone isn't automatically completely disturbed by. Is there one person in that industry that can function as a spokesman that we're not all completely and utterly horrified by within several minutes of them opening their mouth? Every figure in that world, from Zuckerberg, everyone on down in the tech world, is horrifying. So what they need, get an old Wendy's commercial.
The storm has mostly settled, but much
Just
of our
play us.
infrastructure has taken a proper beating. If you're
This is
hoping
what
to stay
people
with us,
want.
I'll need you to pull your weight in the
Yeah, play
repair
this one.
efforts.
The road leading to Wendy's next great chicken sandwich is a hard one, fraught with disappointments and dead ends. But when you're Dave Thomas and you're starting with Wendy's whole breast filet, you don't give up.
I think I'm onto something.
Introducing Wendy's Mozzarella Chicken Supreme, an all-white meat filet, mozzarella, and a creamy Parmesan sauce. One bite and you'll jump up and say,
Gee, this is pretty good.
Exactly. Come try one today.
You trusted him. You trusted him. You felt good with him. You trusted the man. And he's in the kitchen. He's making mistakes. It's not easy. And he's saying, we went through a lot of different formulas here to find the, whatever it was, mozzarella, Parmesan thing. But don't you, now, can you play Sam Altman for a minute? By the way, anything he's ever said. Just hit Sam Altman and hit video. Anything Sam Altman's ever said. Let's compare this. Here we go. Here he comes.
Their model provider is going to look like selling tokens. You know, they may come from bigger or smaller models, which makes them more or less expensive. They may use more or less reasoning, which also makes them more or less expensive. They may be running all the time in the background trying to help you out. They may run only when you need them if you want to pay less. They may work super hard, you know, spend tens of millions, hundreds of millions, someday billions of dollars on a single problem that's really valuable. But we see a future where intelligence is a utility like electricity or water, and people buy it from us on a meter and use it for whatever they want to use it for. The demand that we see for that.
Now, by the way, very disturbing statement. It's about the end of, of course, it's all about human obsolescence and humans not needing to think or whatever. And then eventually they'll have to figure out how to kill them all. But think about a Dave Thomas type selling that be a little better. Dave Thomas being like, sometimes being smart takes it out of you. Sometimes being sharp takes it out of you. But we're building a real smart machine. It's going to be the smartest machine you've ever met and your best friend. And if you need a little bit of smarts, well, you can just buy it. I'm Sam Altman. Boom. OpenAI. Sometimes you don't feel like being a smarty pants. You just want to buy intelligence from our big friendly machine. Our machine's brilliant. But instead, this guy's like, intelligence is a utility. You will buy it from us on a meter. You will live when we say. You will consume what we allow you to consume. We are the government. There is no government. What is the problem? The government is an illusion. Capitalism is a scam. It is fine. No one at my company who died did so in any way that could be considered suspicious, even though they are kind of suspicious. They need a Dave Thomas. They need a flow from progressive. These people, they're not doing themselves any favors. They're not helping themselves. From seed oils to stress, toxins to pollutants, the modern world is screwing with our health at this cellular level, leading to sluggishness, bloating, accelerated aging, and more. But here's the thing, you don't have to settle for feeling like garbage 24/7. Armra Colostrum is nature's original health hack. Colostrum is packed with over 400 bioactive ingredients that fortify gut health, strengthen immune health, promote healthy metabolism, and fuel fitness performance to revitalize your health from the inside out. Function like a human again with Armra. We've worked out a special offer for my audience. Receive 30% off your first subscription order. Go to armra.com/TIM or enter TIM to get 30% off your first subscription order. That's ARMRA.com/TIM. That's ARMRA.com/TIM. Everyone, and I mean everyone, is talking about dose. I'm skeptical of massive health corporations that tell you to sit back, do nothing, and trust the system. That mindset makes you weak and dependent. And dependence is exactly what those big corporations, how they make their money. That's why self-managing your health matters more than people want to admit, especially when it comes to your cholesterol health. Cholesterol's really out of a lot of people's hands. Like a friend of mine is in great shape and has low cholesterol. I'm sorry. No. A friend of mine is in great shape and has high cholesterol. And another friend of mine has low cholesterol, but he killed someone in a drunk driving accident. So it's almost like cholesterol is kind of random. And it doesn't even matter if you just kill someone when you're in the car drunk. The traditional medical system isn't built to keep you strong. It's built to step in. Because here's what it was. He had a few cocktails with his lady, who he didn't marry, because he's older. He goes, what are we going to keep doing this? Didn't work the first time. And then him and his lady got into the car, and he was real banged up. And she said, maybe I'll drive. She's banged up. And they kill this maid who's coming home from, I guess, work. Dose for Cholesterol is a clinically backed cholesterol support supplement that targets triglycerides, LDL, HDL, and total cholesterol. New customers can save 35%, because, by the way, it's very easy. Dose. It's delivered right to your door. It makes getting the support you need for your health easy to stick to. It's a daily 2-ounce shot. It's a 2-ounce shot. It tastes like mango. And it does lower your cholesterol. New customers can save 35% on your first month of subscription by going to dosedaily.com/Tim or entering TIM at checkout. That's dosedaily.co/Tim. dosedaily.co/Tim for 35% off your first month subscription. Hims can help you find a fitted sheet, but it can help with your performance in bed. Take control of ED with personalized treatments made with doctor-trusted ingredients prescribed by licensed providers, 100% online. ED doesn't mean your love life is over. It means it's just getting started with personalized treatment options to help you take back control and spontaneity thanks to daily meds. ED is more common than you think and simpler to treat than ever. Through Hims, you can connect online with a licensed provider to access personalized treatment options discreetly and on your terms. Oh, Hims. It's the best. Think of Hims as your digital front door that gets you back into your old self with simple 100% online access to trusted treatments for ED and more, all in one place. To get simple online access to personalized, affordable care for ED, hair loss, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/TIM. That's hims.com/TIM for a free online visit. hims.com/TIM. Featured products include compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information. Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Trump says he'll have the honor of taking Cuba. I just don't understand. Let's listen to Trump here talk about, God help us, Cuba? Go on.
I think Cuba, I don't know, it's in its own way, for tourism and everything else, it's a beautiful island, great weather. They're not in a hurricane zone.
By the way, this is a boomer. This is a boomer running the country. This is what it is like when a boomer runs the country. This is what a boomer running the country feels like. Invading countries, going there. This could be a nice spot for tourism. That's exactly what most boomers would be doing. They'd be asking the Joint Chiefs what countries would make the best resorts. Let's continue here.
They won't be asking us for money for hurricanes every week. But I think Cuba's see the end. All my life I've been hearing about the United States and Cuba. When will the United States do it? I do believe I'll be having the honor of taking Cuba. That'd be good. That's a big honor.
Taking Cuba.
Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth? They're a very weakened nation right now. They were for a long time. Very violent leaders.
Everybody's telling him that all these nations are weak. And I don't know anything about Cuba, really, so I'm not commenting on it. But you know what? Iran was very weakened, too. Iran was a very weakened nation. Now the Straits of Hormuz are becoming a unsolvable problem. Now we're playing around with the ground invasion of this Karg Island, which is where their energy infrastructure is. We're thinking about ground troops. Can you get something up about this ground troops on Karg Island or something like this? People are thinking that we're in an escalatory war that cannot end without us admitting we've made a tremendous kind of mistake here and then retreating. This is going to redesign the balance of power in the Middle East. It's certainly going to push more power to Israel and away from the United States. The Gulf allies are going to be incredibly affected by this. They've been affected by it, but it's going to even get worse. Dubai is panicking. A lot of the luxury brands that are in Dubai are panicking. And this is probably going to push a lot of people towards the relative stability of China. And this is like a geopolitical mistake on a massive scale. It's not simply going into a majority Muslim country, which is a bad idea. But there's also geopolitical ramifications now that it's driving up the price of oil. It's going to hurt the U.S. dollar. It's going to hurt our relationship with many of our allies in the Middle East. It's laid bare that our military, while amazing, is not able to just go in there and take out Iran after, selling weapons to the Ukraine and Israel for the last 4 or 5 years. Trump has talked about seizing Iran's Karg Island, but what would that look like? Probably not good. He's also weighing a seizure of Iran's critical depot on Karg Island, a move that would require U.S. boots on the ground if tankers remain bottled up in the Persian Gulf, U.S. officials say. Oil and gas prices are rising as Iran's blockade of the Gulf's narrow strait drags on, choking off a significant share of the world's crude oil. Iran is blocking Gulf countries from exporting their oil while allowing tankers picking up Iranian crude to pass freely, keeping its own oil flowing to China and other countries. As long as the blockade holds and Gulf oil is restricted, Trump could not end the war even if he wanted to, a source with knowledge of the situation said. Well, of course he can. Of course he can't now because we've made this is a geopolitical disaster. It's a global economic disaster. Like all these dummies that are talking about why this is a good idea, and it breaks down to some version of Iran is bad. They're bad. Whatever. But this is a geopolitical nightmare now. It's an economic catastrophe. And the people, these like dumb, maybe well-meaning, maybe not, people that are trying to justify this as anything other than a strategic blunder are all being exposed as like shills. People that are just, completely and utterly out of the loop. This is not how you project power. You don't project power by getting your allies attacked and making a big mess of everything. You project power by not invading a country, not getting stuck at a stalemate, not having the price of oil skyrocket, and not getting your allies attacked. That's how you project power. And that power that you keep and you reserve is for when you are in a war, an aggressive war that you're confronted with, or there's something that's literally something you have to deal with. But a war of choice, largely at the behest of a foreign power, if not completely, where you're jeopardizing the entire region and the global economy, is not a way to project power. It is the way a dying empire spits and sputters out. Anyone with any level of intelligence, and I'm a community college dropout, but they'll tell you that this is not the way an empire projects power. This is how they fall. This is how they spin out, where you have people without any justification running around talking about how well we're doing, gaslighting the public. Our government's completely dysfunctional, and everybody knows it. And most of the people know it. There's small groups of them that, continue to believe whatever. And I don't care, If you look at the polls, there's probably more people that believe, the things that people are saying than I am potentially, than I would think. It's a little disturbing, but that's fine. I have friends like that. They don't care. Iran's bad. You know what they do to women? I hate it. How's this going to help? You're going to get a more hardline guy now. You're going to get a more hardline guy, or you're going to get a nuclear exchange, or you're going to get Israel, the U.S. Somebody's going to use, Israel maybe, I don't know, use nuclear weapons. Then you're going to get a generational religious war for the rest of our time on Earth, which might be short. And this is what we're going to get, because all the neoliberal retards that run around cities like New York and L.A., but here to a lesser extent, because they're too stupid here, which is a fucking blessing. All of these people that are running around these places, and they think the world is still America's plaything. They think the world is still America's plaything because they've gotten so used to gambling on the blood of other people's children and other people's money, and the debt that future generations will pay back. So they still flex, for lack of a better word, that we own this world, and who the fuck does Putin think he is? And we'll go over there and fuck him up. No, we won't. No, we won't. So you can share the globe, or you can perish. Or the system can collapse under its own weight. It's pretty obvious to everybody. All these people that talk like America, there's a lot of people that want to see America's power diminish in the world. The people that are pushing this war, whether they know it or not, have done more to diminish America's standing in the world than anyone I have ever seen in my life. We're in a terribly difficult position right now, and in a very public way. In a very public way. With very few, if maybe no, good solutions. So the idea, and I've heard people say things like this about American power and history and all this stuff. They are drunk on the early 2000s. They're drunk on regime changes in places like Syria that they didn't pay attention to, or Libya, or things like that. It sended floods of refugees and destabilized the political situation in the economy of Europe, but Americans don't care about that. They don't give a shit about that. The effects of those wars they haven't seen that here as of yet, the way they've seen it in Italy, UK, Ireland, France, whatever. So you have a bunch of people talking about American power and the need to exert American power and confront countries like Iran. And the irony of it is that actually this is the complete opposite. The result will be the complete opposite of what you say it will be. It will be the destruction of American power. It'll send a signal around the world that our military is overextended and that, without using unconventional weapons, we can't do this the way we thought we would do it. And no one in our country wants that. Nobody wants us to lose. I don't want a single life to be lost. But now we're in this situation where it's a black mark on our name. If we lose, we walk away, whatever. But I don't know what winning is. Pete Hegseth doesn't know what winning is. None of them know what winning is. No one's explained to us what winning would even look like. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful out there. And please, don't travel. Have the decency. I'm going to ask you now. Have the decency. Sit your American ass home. While we destroy the globe, I'm going to ask you, go to Vermont. I'm going to ask you, do not show up at a country and huff and puff in the lobby of a hotel and be the entitled American until we've gotten out of this thing. There's nothing the world wants less. There's nothing the world wants less, by the way. And if you're going to go somewhere, go to Dubai and get bombed and spend money. Take a missile and spend $1 because they're our Gulf states. Whether you like them or not, they're a little silly, couple of too many lip injections, whatever. But if you want to do a good thing for an American ally, if you're going to go on a trip, you go to fucking Qatar. You go to Dubai and get a lip filler. Go get your Botox done in Dubai. Go buy a Gucci bag in Dubai. If you're a fucking patriot, go to Dubai or Qatar. Go to one of these Gulf ally states that's taken a whole lot of shit because we went into this. Don't go to Spain. Don't go to France. Don't do that. Don't go to Italy. Stay away. Stay away. Have the decency. And I know it's not your fault. It's not our fault. But let's have the decency while we're blowing up the entire world to just take a beat. It's just fair. It's just fair. Nobody wants to hear you in the back of the cafe being like, the Ayatollah was really bad. Because then they're going to throw acid on you. Because they're paying a lot more for the Saudi soda. They're paying a lot more for the black gold, for the juice. Because our government's gone nuts. Anyway, that's my message this week. Stay home. Hopefully cooler heads prevail. Get ready for the real fight. Get ready to take up arms with homeless people and confront robots in the deserted downtowns of your cities. Don't go to Spain. Don't go to Spain. You don't get tapas. How about that? Your government's blowing everyone up. No tapas. Good night.
window is closing. 10 minutes to get out of there.
Look at this clip. Today in Tel Aviv, we gathered hundreds of Israelis to declare we will not serve the war of Netanyahu and Trump. So 3 years into the genocide, finally the Israelis, now that they're around and finding out and they're getting shellacked night after night, they're like, no more. This is unjust. You see, we were always moral.
We are here again, day after day, to protest against the war in Iran, against the war in Lebanon, against the war in Gaza and in the West Bank. We understand.
It's not a war. Face. And also, you've had, what, 800 days? Come on.
That this is a misleading war because it will bring no one safety. It will bring no one a better life. It will just cause more destruction and more death. And we demand to stop this forever war because the people in the entire Middle East, they deserve better. We are here, hundreds of people. Yesterday we were dozens. And this is our only way to show our leadership, Netanyahu and Ben Gvir and Smotrich, and also President Trump, that we do not believe a word they're saying. They're not fighting for the people in Iran. They're not fighting for the people of Lebanon. And they're most certainly not fighting for the people in Israel. They're fighting for themselves. We do not believe them. We will not serve their war.
That is a cool story, Shlomo. Just a question. What are the coordinates of this protest? Don't believe a word that these Israelis say like they've suddenly had a change of heart. No, they're just feeling the effects of their decades-long occupation. Finally, the chickens have stopped swinging and they're coming home to roost. Quite an interesting contradiction. Here's a quote from Ali Khamenei and a quote from Baal himself. Now, Ali Khamenei says, anyone who denies the infallibility of Jesus Christ and Lady Mary in Islam is not considered to be a Muslim. This is how much we respect Christianity. And on the flip side, you have Satan himself saying, Jesus Christ would have been defeated by Genghis Khan. He basically calls Jesus Christ a coward. He basically calls Jesus Christ because he's not evil. Jesus wasn't evil, and you have to be evil in this world, is basically what Baal has told us. So, Netanyahu aspires to be Genghis Khan. That's a good metric, right? It's like, yes, he wants to battle barbarism, as he characterizes it. And what is he willing to do? He's willing to become a barbarian, the worst barbarian in human history, some say. This is absolute cinema. 11 a.m., Trump said we wanted unconditional surrender from Iran. At 1 p.m., Trump says, we're having a hard time. We need to talk to Iran.
I told him, I said, Dan, if you don't mind, stay in the Situation Room and you watch all those attacks that we're hitting those guys with, and they don't know what's happening. Their Navy's gone, their Air Force is gone, their anti-aircraft is all gone, it's all gone, their radar is all gone, their leaders are all gone. The next
none of this is true, Mr. President.
set of leaders are all gone. And the next set of leaders are mostly gone.
You just said all their leaders are gone, except for the current ones, of course.
And now nobody wants to be a leader over there anymore. We're having a hard time. We want to talk to them, and there's nobody to talk to. We have nobody to talk to. And you know what? We like it that way.
So you like it that you're having a hard time, Mr. President? You're like, it's getting real tough, but we like it. We love failing. See, this is from 9 hours ago. It says Iran's military spokesperson exposes the United States. The retreat of USS Gerald Ford has proven the hollowness of the power of the arrogant. Why should a $13 billion warship fear small $1,000 speedboats? It's nothing but a paper tiger. Now this, I nearly wet my pants. Okay, I fully soiled my pants when I read this last statement. He said Saddam's fate awaits Trump and Netanyahu. Whew, sends shivers down my spine. Jimmy Dore says it's obvious Israel is a psychopathic, homicidal terrorist state, and the last thing they want is a peace deal. It's time to make every politician pay a huge price for siding with Israel and taking their money. Joe Kent says Ali Larijani was negotiating peace and was killed. Qatar's gas could have stabilized energy markets, and it was hit. He says Tel Aviv doesn't want peace. It wants permanent war, and America is the weapon.
That are killed off, like we just killed, Ali Larijani, who was a negotiator, who was eager to get us a deal. Again, look, I've got no love for the IRGC. I've got no love for the Iranians. But you've got to realize,
just to be clear,
if you want it to end,
in case you're cheating now, you fought their proxies.
I fought their proxies. I mean, I put countless of them in flex cuffs or much worse. I've gone after the Iranians. I was in, specialized outfits that went after the Iranians and their
Okay, cool. So you're a war criminal. Got it. Thank you, Joe.
Proxies. These are very serious people. They're not, supermen by any means. They're humans.
This just in. The Iranians are not aliens. They are, in fact, human, just like us. They're just not as exceptional, obviously. Go through these reposts. This says, absolute bombshell. Leaked reports reveal the Pentagon is making detailed preparations to deploy thousands of U.S. Marines for a ground invasion of Iran. We all are predicting that by next week we'll be in a ground war. When asked about seizing Kark Island to cut off Iran's oil, Trump refused to deny it. A total nightmare.
All right, let's talk what else it would take to secure the Straits. There's now more and more reporting that maybe some type of ground offensive in the region by our Marines. And this is from CBS.
Yeah, 6,000 Marines are going to topple a country of 90 million with an army that is 1 million strong.
CBS News today. So
I like our chances. I like our odds.
It with a grain of salt. Mr. Trump has been deliberating whether to position ground forces in the region. Sources said on condition of anonymity because they were not authorized.
He just said anonymity. He didn't even say it right. It's anonymity. He says anonymity. Didn't he? Watch.
Of anonymity because
Anonymity. Anonymity. No, it's anonymity. What? Sure.
Because they were not authorized.
You get it.
They also report that roughly 2,200 to 2,500 Marines from the California-based USS Boxer Amphibious Ready Group and the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit are heading.
He sounds constipated.
To U.S. Central Command that is responsible for all American forces in the Middle East. Okay, so that looks like that is happening. But here
it looks like you're pushing a turd out right as we speak.
Here's the president's response to that and the taking of Karga Island, which is the island where most of Iran, their oil passes through. They need that economically to survive as a country.
Well, I may have a plan or I may not, but how would I ever say that to a reporter? If I said that to a reporter, Marco would say, please, sir, let's bring you over to the helicopter immediately, right? No, I can't tell you that.
Like I said, it's
Look at this. The Army is preparing to deploy the 82nd Airborne Division into the Middle East. Yes. Finally. Look at that. There are already 8,000 Marines on their way to Iran. Oh, joyous day. Look at all these get-in-the-box contenders. They're all, yep. Sad to say. I didn't say it, you did it, but I agree with you. Salute, R.I.P. R.I.P. How do they not understand what's going to happen? Thank you, Gail. That's really nice of you. Appreciate your support. Ryan Dawson is telling us that the Houthis have 400,000 fighters, about half of what they claim. That's still larger than the U.S. and Israeli forces are combined. Last night, they were told to hold. Trump released Iranian gas/oil because he can't prevent it anyway. This is a positive step. It shows that he is closer to declaring victory and ending the conflict. Of course, Ryan, I think that's a little bit of hopium, copium, Ryan, because I don't think they're going to end. But I hope he's right. Unfortunately for the UAE, Ras Al Khaimah city is about to get smashed. Well, that's true. We just got reports of that. Oil is way up relative to the start of the war. It will dip because of states releasing oil reserves, sanctions lifted on Russia, and now Iran itself, and talk about force reopening the strait and ending the war. I can promise that strait ain't being opened by force. The only way is to cave to Iran's demands. Get-rich-quick schemes are just that. BTC, gold property, it's all inside a rigged system. Ultimately, the donor class uses states to manipulate markets and then profiteers off inside information. If you know who is running the matrix, you can piggyback on their moves. See, this is a great point by Ryan Dawson. So super based. Something I like to talk about too as well, the composite man theory. Understand, that the that geopolitics, just like the stock market, is being manipulated by one entity. And if you can understand who that entity is and what their desires and interests are, then you can play that game and, like he says, piggyback on their moves. Thank you, Hauling Pixels. Fun fact you have for us, IDF soldiers have a retreat in Himachal. Himachal. It's a new word I've never heard of. India, famous for Manala cream hashish. Ooh, hashish. To cleanse themselves after the deeds they do, even Indians aren't allowed to enter the cafes in the area. Is that true? Why am I not surprised-a-witzt? Why are Indians so cucked for Israelis? But I think I know. Because they share the same mutual hatred for the Islam community. It goes back to whiteness? Indians want to be white? Yeah, they all like, oh, it's like that Gusano complex. It's like, yes, we know that you stole all of our land and resources and money, but please, let's side with the power. That's a good way of putting it. Might makes right. Might makes right. No, Netanyahu is not hiding out in Bali. He's actually being rebuilt in Germany. Stronger, faster, better. Mecca Bibi is on his way.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, a man barely alive. Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. We have the capability to make the world's first bionic man. Bibi Netanyahu will be that man. Better than he was before. Better, stronger, faster.
Wow. Holy shit.
Whoa, what happened to Mecca Bibi there at the end? He didn't survive. Well, we're dealing with the tech startup nation. It's the startup nation. That's Israel. And they're so innovative that they have created the first AI prime minister, excuse me. The first AI prime minister was innovated in Israel. Elon Levi, I don't know why he's posting this shit, thinking that people are going to care. He's constantly posting these alarm updates. And then he just gets ratioed. Look at this, 2,000 comments and 1,400 likes. And 1,400 likes is a lot for this clown, but he still gets ratioed. He says, millions of Israelis just got up from their Shabbat dinner tables to seek shelter from another Iranian ballistic missile attack. Oh my goy. Look at that. I can never tell. Am I looking at an alarm map or a pedo map? Are these all the registered sex offenders in Israel, or is this the sirens that are going off? And of course, we know those aren't sirens. Those are just God's trumpets, heralding in God's truest promise for the fourth time. Sorry for yelling. The fourth and final act is upon us. This motherfucker is partying it up in Mar-a-Lago right now as his illegal war is throwing the entire world into chaos. And won't forget the men who died, and he's doing that. He's jerking off camels. You know that dance that he does? Yeah, I won't forget the men who died and are dying right now as I party it up in Mar-a-Lago. Guys, he hates you. I don't know why you're clapping for this man. He hates you.
Thank you.
See, the crowd has to be at least 3 to 5 feet away from Donald Trump at all times because he smells like burning sulfur. He's like, oh, God, I gotta go to the bathroom. Dude. Like, that ain't Melania. President Trump, you've got to ask permission first. Remember, President Trump, consent is sexy. He doesn't like to ask, does he, folks? This orange guy smells like dog piss. I think that's being disrespectful of dog piss. Why would you do that? Here's a post. Let's see. It's an interview between The Economist and Tucker Carlson. Let's just play it.
Clearly, I think you and I agree. We have both been critical of the Israeli government. I just want to kind of clarify terms a bit here.
Well, I've really been critical of the Israeli government.
I've been plenty critical of the Israeli government. I've told you at the beginning that we were against this war.
What do you think of Gaza?
What do I think of Gaza?
Yeah.
I think the war in Gaza, to start
Not a war. As soon as they say, well, the war in Gaza, nope, you're canceled. Get out of here. Fuck off.
with, was a perfectly reasonable response in response to the horrors of October 7th.
No, it wasn't. A perfectly reasonable response would be to vacate the occupied territories as the international community has called upon you to do so since 1967.
I think now the places, I mean, I've been there. Have you been to Gaza? I've been to Gaza since the war.
Oh, but have you been? Good Lord. Do they all get their talking points from the same...
Started.
They would not
It's
let
catastrophic.
me into Gaza. Trust me, very few journalists get into Gaza.
Yeah, no, I'm...
Also, what does that have to do with the point? It has nothing to do. I mean, like, whether or not I've been to Gaza doesn't change the geopolitical calculus of this extreme power differential exhibited by two, let's call them social groups, the Israelis and the Palestinians, the occupiers and the occupied. There's no symmetry in this relationship.
Went with the IDF. It's the only way that you can go in, but nonetheless, you go in and you see a flattened place. I think it is a disaster.
What is she, wafting her farts so she can smell her own brand? Because they love their own brand. What the f is this? Shut up, lady.
A disaster for the future of Israel, a disaster for the Palestinian people, a horror. 70,000
What are you, a Jedi Master? These are not the conflicts you are concerned about.
people dead.
Why would you describe it first as a disaster for the future of Israel? You've got tens of thousands of civilians murdered, but it's foremost a disaster for the future of Israel. No, it's
yeah. Thank you, Tucker.
almost a disaster for the families of the dead kids.
Absolutely. I made 3 points. So
Because
let me
everybody sucks up to Israel in this way that suggests they're afraid, and everyone is afraid.
Yeah, why are you afraid, you old hag?
Afraid, and you know that. Everyone's like, the real problem is calling people anti-Semites allows real anti-Semites to flourish. It's like, no, actually, the real problem with calling people anti-Semites who aren't is accusing the innocent of a crime they didn't commit. And the real crime in Gaza is killing people who did nothing wrong. So,
ooh, gotcha.
Those are the real problems, I would say. But no one can say it because you have to be like, oh, no, but really, October 7th
I don't know what you're talking about, Kaz. We're having a...
Everyone watching this knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yes, we do, Tucker. Yes, we do. You, man, what a dense, obtuse, obstinate brain rot. So I told you this guy, Dr. Simon Goddock, he's been ratioing Mark Levin constantly by just posting a piece of moldy toast. Like, so Mark Levin will post something, this guy will reply with a comment, and it'll just be a moldy piece of toast, and the moldy piece of toast will ratio the post that Mark Levin posted. And it's been going on for quite some time, okay? It doesn't all, this is actually a riff. It's like a variation on a theme, because it's usually not his face, it's just usually just a piece of toast. It's like, he'll say something like, I bet that I can get this moldy piece of toast more likes than the post itself. And he's right, because Mark Levin's got like, I don't know, 1 million plus followers, and yet he'll get like hundreds of likes on his posts. It's actually pathetic. But he says there's nothing better than ending the day by ratioing a lowly qualified radio host who retweets closet gays with a moldy bread bukkake picture. Moldy bread bukkake picture. Points for that, and that's good. Mark Unleavened. Oh, that is good, Wargblurg. Nicely done. Yeah, so every time I open the app, I see moldy bread. Elon Levi again whining on Twitter. Most of Israel's population just got an extreme alert on their phones, and they jumped out of bed to seek shelter from an incoming Iranian ballistic missile. I'm gonna say thanks. Nobody cares. Go f yourself. I hate that turd with a passion. Early on, like years ago, this guy Elon Levi, before he was ousted as like the Hasbarista in chief for the prime minister, he was making videos saying Israel is the most successful decolonization project in the history of the world. I said, whoa, buddy, timeout.
Everybody wants...
Why did he just punch me?
That's my freaking opinion on what's going on in the country right now. I'm not going to give it to you. You know what I am going to tell you? If you're a Marine, if you're a service member of this country, the United States of America, you got freaking one overall job and one overall mission is to be combat ready. You understand? If something happens and we go to freaking war today, tonight, your job isn't to be ready for a PFT. It's not to be ready for a freaking CFT. It's to be ready for combat. And if the balloon goes up, you and me and every freaking buddy else, we're getting on a plane, we're getting on a ship, and we're going to go forward. And you know what? You're going to leave every freaking thing that you got here.
This guy chugged way too many monsters. Does he have some drywall he can punch? Jesus Christ. I love how he says, I swore an oath. Yeah. What did you swear an oath to, Mr. Marini? You swore an oath to the Constitution, not to the president, not to MAGA. Your oath is to the Constitution. Thank you for acknowledging that, because the Constitution outlines that what Trump is doing right now, starting an illegal war of aggression, not congressionally approved, blah, 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 whatever, liberal bullshit. I mean, I think the Constitution is a liberal document. I'm not trying to defend the Constitution, but it's just funny that they're owning themselves, you know? Like, what is your oath to, soldier?
Stateside behind, and that includes your feelings about everything.
Look at his tongue. His tongue was brown.
All right? Behind.
Ew.
Behind, and that includes your feelings about everything.
Facts over feelings. This guy listens to Ben Shapoopoo, no doubt.
All right? Don't freaking forget it. Sergeant Major.
Oh my God, and he punches the... This guy's so silly. Wow, talk about cringe. I'm not as cringe as this guy, right? He's like, yeah, we're gonna go take it to him. That's how you know I'm serious.
Ow.
Like he's playing Street Fighter or something. This guy never cognitively developed past the age of 8. He's like, what? I went to the 3rd grade and I said, that's it. I know everything I need to know about geopolitics. Like Ted Cruz going to Sunday school. It's like, well, everything I needed to know about my political career, I learned at Sunday school. This guy learned geopolitics in 3rd grade and said, I'm all set. Thank you. America the best. America the free.
Everybody wants...
what a pussy. Right? And I love that he conveniently left out what he swore an oath to. I swore an oath, ... He didn't even do the ellipsis right. He's like, die for Israel on 3. 1, 2, 3, die for Israel. Wow, this is crazy. Sarah Netanyahu, heavily drugged, appeared in a Zoom court hearing just a few days ago at Jerusalem Magistrates Court. Yeah, I'm guessing she was in a Zoom, right? Because they're not in Israel. She appears to be traumatized by her husband's death. Wow.
שקשה לה לייצר פתרונות שונים ולהתחיל ממקום אחר, עוד את הבעיה מזווית אחרת. אני יכולה לראות למשל בשטק הפונה שהיא לא מצליחה לתפקד וליצור אסטרטגיה, אבל...
She's like, oh, Bibi, please, but I'll take the pain away. It's too great, my lovely Bibi. He's gone, he's gone.
מעבירה עוד פעם ועוד פעמים עוד...
My baby Bibi, my Bibi baby.
אז המצב משתפר.
Dude, she even still looks so evil. She's like sleeping through the damn thing. Dude, what is that face? That's terrifying. Does she ever not look utterly terrifying? It's kind of bizarre. That is bizarre. I think that was fentanyl. She's about to slouch over. Looks like something wiped that evil smile off this pig face.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon Show. When I die, please make AI videos of me saying crazy shit and causing havoc. Now, I don't think Bibi's dead, mind you, but what a great story if he were dead and he was like still causing international incidents while dead. He's not dead. From the people I've spoken to, he's not dead, but it's a nice idea that whenever a leader were to die now, we just have to sift through things that they put out and wonder, is this real? Is this not? This guy's saying Genghis Khan is going to beat Jesus. That would be so much more funny if he were dead. If he were dead and then they were sitting there and they go, Bibi's got a list of things he wants us to use AI to make him say. and then one of them is Genghis Khan has the advantage over Jesus because evil wins, according to Benjamin Netanyahu. And a lot of people are thinking the guy's dead. I don't think he's dead. But this is like big speculation. I've even texted people. I've said, hey, is this guy dead? And then people were like, well, we don't think so, but we don't really know. And then people are sending you videos back and forth of him like, yeah, here he is. This is Bibi Netanyahu, still alive, perhaps.
Also wrote The Lessons of History, very brief, 100-page book, in which he said, well, history proves that, unfortunately and unhappily, Jesus Christ has no advantage over Genghis Khan. Because if you are strong enough, ruthless enough, powerful enough, evil will overcome good.
Which side are we, BB? Stop that for a minute. Hold on. Who are we? Now that we've united with you, who are we here? Are we Genghis Khan? What are we? We're not the Jesus side, right? Tell me exactly who are we in this allegory? What exactly is this? Continue.
So you have no choice
but to kill them
all. If
all.
you look at the world as it is today, you have to be blind not to see.
Right.
That the democracies led by the United States have to reassert their will to defend themselves
against people who
to
aren't
oppose
threatening.
their enemies in time while there's still time, before the jarring gong of danger.
Did you just say the jarring gong of danger? Roll that back.
Before the jarring gong of danger wakes them up and wakes them up too late. This is where we are now. The fact that people don't see that, the fact that a lot of the news media are harking on.
This guy, hold on. This is the drug addict in the house who's got all the family in the living room going, everybody accuses me of everything. Nobody trusts me. Every time money is missing, you ask me about it. My boyfriend was in this house for 5 minutes, and yet you think me and him took your money. This is insane. I'm going to move out, and I'm going to move out because I have been attacked. The relentless attacks from the people in this house, all the while she's got your money in the pocket. Like this, I have never seen a more violent person talk more about the need for peace. It's the craziest. I've never in my life seen gaslighting like this. This is the most violent person I've ever seen. This guy cannot get out of a war. They're in wars you don't even know they're in. Ground troops in Lebanon. He's got guys talking shit to Turkey already. This guy's so off the chain. And yet he's talking about peace and Jesus and Genghis Khan. And even if you have, righteousness with you, that's not enough. You gotta confront all the enemies, and all the enemies are anyone he thinks is an enemy or who could become an enemy. It's the gaslighting of the century. It is the drug addict in your house. Every household has a drug addict who gets on a soapbox and starts saying, I cannot believe I am being accused again of stealing money from my older sister. I don't have to take this just because I've been to rehab 5 times and you found the money in my room and I don't know who put it there, but it was to frame me. I will not participate in this. I've never seen a person, because the thing about Bibi Netanyahu is he's kind of soft-spoken. He's not, I'm not going to say he's unsuspecting because he's certainly not. He's been around a bit. But I mean, this guy, he cannot, there's nothing that will be enough for him. And the people that really support this, the people that are like, well, it is in America's interest to be in an unwinnable war with Iran and have the Straits of Hormuz closed and have oil go up and have, potential repercussions financially and to lose all their relationships with the Gulf states and to have the Gulf pull money out of projects in Silicon Valley and Wall Street and Hollywood and all these different places and have our economy go belly up and have a draft and then a nuclear war. It is in America's interest. And if you suggest otherwise, you're an anti-Semite and a pig. It's everything I just listed is happening. It's not like a thing that might happen. It's literally happening. We're not in. Get Pete Hegseth up. This guy, he's coming out every few days and going, "We're winning this war," and there's no evidence of that. Every few days, Pete Hegseth comes out and says something more ludicrous about what we're going to do to the Iranians. He's like, we're gonna skin them. And you're like, well, we're not doing anything, actually. He said something that was, he's like, we're sharing the ocean with the Iranians. We're giving them the floor tonight. Tonight, they're getting the floor of the ocean. It's like, this guy doesn't talk like a Secretary of Defense. I'm sorry, Secretary of War, which I don't know how good he is at. And yeah, I mean, the whole thing is an embarrassment. And the reason that America is not just going to walk away from this is because, it would really show the world that the American empire is in a stage of terminal decline and our dollar would probably be in trouble. Here's Pete Hegseth saying we hold the cards, which, by the way, that means like nukes. What are the cards? Pete Hegseth, everyone, friend of the show.
Why are we helping Israel prosecute this war if they're going to pursue their own objectives?
We hold the cards. Yeah. We have objectives.
Good.
Those objectives are clear.
That's right. What are they? Stop that. What, by the way, what the fuck are they? The objectives are clear. The only time they went near an objective was when they said Iran can't have a nuke, and everyone was like, whatever, okay. Do they have a nuke? Are they close to a nuke? Because this guy Bibi has been saying they've had a nuke for 30 years. Well, they're enriching uranium. Okay. Didn't we bomb their nuclear enrichment sites at Fordo and other places? We bombed them. Well, yeah, but it didn't do enough. Oh, so what's the goal here? Regime change? Right, so troops on the ground? No. Right, so regime change, though. How would that happen? Well, it'd be a popular uprising. The people of the country? Yeah. Which people? The people that don't like the regime? Yeah, are they hardliners? Are they more progressive? They'll figure it out. So the people are going to overthrow the Revolutionary Guard that we can't get rid of. Something like that. Oh, okay, let's watch the rest of Pete here. Maybe I'm wrong. Pete Hegseth.
And the truth speaks for itself. I mean, President Trump was very clear about that. Iran has weaponized energy for decades. Israel clearly sent a warning, and POTUS has made it clear, very clear. Iran knows when you hit Karg Island and you hit military capabilities on Karg Island, which is the only thing we hit, we can hold anything at issue, anything. The United States military controls the fate of that country. Iran has the ability to make the right choices. It should not, going forward, target Arab allies, Arab countries, trying to create pain, the pain that they created themselves. Thank you all very much.
What?
Thank you for your time.
I mean, this guy, they should not try to create pain, the pain that they created themselves. We attacked their country. We killed the leader of their country. Like during Ramadan. Whatever you feel about the dude, I don't want to live in fucking Iran. But this idea that this is like a moral imperative that we need to be out there helping the Iranians set up a new government whilst a lot of Americans get killed. It's a little ridiculous. Pretty stupid. Maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. Passengers trapped in Waymo after a homeless man threatens to kill them for giving money to a robot. This is an interesting story. It's a human interest story. I think we're going to see more stories like this that are actually, I think, kind of life-affirming and encouraging here, just to take a break from international news. So now here is people sheltering for their life in a Waymo.
Why are you in the trunk?
That's why, man. I'm trying to figure this out. Like, I'm over here. Yeah, the won't let me out.
Why are you in it?
Huh?
New at 11 tonight, scary moments in this driverless rideshare. This Waymo stop is raising a lot of questions tonight. How did a stranger end up in the trunk? A woman says she ordered the driverless taxi for her daughter on Monday in MacArthur Park, and when it arrived, they noticed the man inside the trunk. Apparently, he'd entered the car after a previous driver left the trunk open at a drop-off. The video has since gone viral. We did reach out to Waymo for a statement. The company says they are committed to keeping their riders safe, adding, quote, "This experience was unacceptable, and we're actively implementing changes to address this."
Give them $5 off. Give them $5 off and tell them to fuck off. To fuck off. Listen, homeless people, there's a natural symbiosis, and I've seen it, between homeless people and robots. Homeless people and robots are going to really they're going to start building bonds because they're out late at night. It's true. If you walk down a street, a lot of times you'll just see homeless people, Waymos, and the food delivery robots, and they've created a community of their own. It's a community of their own. You're in your bed with your head tucked on your pillow, wondering how you can, buy a cabin somewhere. But homeless people are out there on the front lines with the robots. The Waymos, the food delivery bots, the homeless people are negotiating this new reality more than anyone else. So you can't separate them. Think of why this is kind of brilliant. The homeless have been discarded by society. But everyone soon will be discarded by society. So the homeless people know this, and they see the robots as kind of a justification of their life and their choices. Not to blame homeless people for it, but the homeless people get very excited with these robots. Sometimes they fight with them. Sometimes they'll jump on top of them. Sometimes they're just really high and they're just kind of stare at each other. But homeless people are saying, oh, it wasn't just us. Soon they're going to get rid of everybody. And there's something probably oddly fulfilling if you're a homeless person in that, and freeing. There's something freeing if you're a homeless person. Go, well, I'm not going to get a job because everyone on the street's a robot. That's really what you have. So you have a lot of homeless people that are tragically addicted to drugs, befriending, and sometimes it's adversarial, but creating and living in communities with robots in a way that a lot of regular people are not. So this is really what's happening. In January, Doug Fulop was riding home from a night out in San Francisco when a man crossed the street in front of his car, doubled back, and began screaming at him. The man punched the car's windows and tried lifting up the vehicle. He then yelled that he wanted to kill Mr. Fulop and the other two passengers for giving money to a robot. A taxi driver would have simply driven away, but Mr. Fulop's vehicle had no driver. It was a Waymo. We felt helpless, said Mr. Fulop, 37, who works in the tech industry. Since autonomous cars started roaming San Francisco streets almost 4 years ago, they have elicited an array of reactions from humans. Angry protests. They've created an unexpected hazard for passengers of self-driving cars all around the city. So there's going to be homeless people that celebrate these things, and there will be homeless vigilantes. There will be homeless vigilantes, and they are the best of us. If you're homeless and still care about the society enough to fight back, to fight a Waymo, things like that, I don't condone it. I'm certainly not suggesting it. But it takes character to be you can't get more marginalized